Well, we also got power supply issues, don't we, Morena?
We do have power supply issues. Of course, Eldorado Park residents still in the dark since the substation caught fire on Friday morning. Now, teams are working around the clock to return into service. City Power saying that more work does need to be done before the substation would be back to full operation. Well, let's get the latest from City Power's spokesperson, Isaac Mangena. A very good morning to you, Isaac, and thank you so much for joining us on what I imagine continues to be an incredibly busy weekend for City Power, trying to get the people of Eldorado Park, of course, back under some lights with everything that had happened during the week, of course, with load shedding. I mean, if you can just give us an update as to how far things are in that part of Johannesburg.
Thanks for having us, and good morning to the viewers at home. Yes, we are, as you know, dealing with the situation of the fire at Eldo substation. The teams have been working around the clock to ensure that we basically do the repairs and ensure that we restore electricity as promised. The teams have done a very good job in the past 2 days from removing the rubble. So you'll remember on the first day it was even difficult for us to basically do anything because the area was still very hot for us to basically work, but we have moved in with the contractors to ensure that we clear the space so that the new equipment can be brought on site, and we start with the stringing and the wiring of the cables so that we can meet our Wednesday deadline.
What happened, Isaac? I mean, there were talks of explosions. You know, the people that were sharing videos of the fire that took place on Friday morning, you know, we're speaking of how there was an explosion that took place. What happened? Do we know what happened?
At this current moment, we don't have an idea of what happened, but we've got the teams on the ground. We've had even people, investigators from the insurance side, investigators from the city. We've also had the police, also the crime intelligence on the ground, and our own technicians to basically dig deeper into what could have caused this fire. We don't rule out anything at this moment. We've had instances in the past whereby attempted or the rampant cable theft that happens sometimes will basically come at play. We also had natural disasters. We also not ruling out instances of sabotage, as the executive mayor has mentioned. So that's why every arm of investigation is on site to basically try to get to the bottom of exactly what caused this fire. So at this moment, we don't rule out anything.
Obviously, at this point, we can only but speculate as to what it may be. Give yourselves the options to, tackle different kind of scenarios as to the cause of this. Of course, the executive mayor, Dr. Mpophalatse, mentioning sabotage, that there's a high possibility of that. You mentioning, of course, the natural elements, the weathers and whatnot, and of course, also the cable theft. But infrastructure itself, could it perhaps be a matter of the substation maybe having just worn out, for lack of a better word?
The substation was still running fairly well. It's old infrastructure. It's one of those old substations that were set up in, I think, 1936, if I'm not mistaken. So, but it was still running very, very, very well. And you'll remember there's a project next door to that one where we are putting in a new infrastructure. But like I'm saying, we don't rule out anything. But even if the infrastructure is old, we are doing maintenance on that infrastructure. It's the same as if you were still driving to Fort Cortina at this day and age, but you're still taking care of it. You're still taking it for maintenance and so forth. It will still run. It's only when you obviously drop the ball and not do the maintenance of that. So the electricity infrastructure is designed to basically, stay longer as long as you take care of it. So we were taking care of this. The maintenance report on site that does show that we did maintenance not long ago. So we don't actually think that it could be that. But like I'm saying, investigations will also say, we don't say we are clean on our side. There may be things that we didn't do as an institution. So those will be revealed by the investigations, and whoever is responsible will be held accountable.
Very encouraging feedback. Isaac, thank you so much for your time here on the South African Morning. That is City Power spokesperson Isaac Mangena.